Morning, everybody. Welcome to class once again. I hope all of you are doing well. Yes? Okay, nice. All right. So let's get started. A quick recap about what we were doing last time. Attending skills. Okay. So why are these skills necessary? Why is it important for us to learn these skills? Come again? Okay, to build a relationship with your counselee. Apart from that, good. That's a good start. What else? What else is it? What else do you require? Why else is it required? Apart from building a relationship, why else is it required? Yes, wonderful. It encourages them to actually open up and come about in what their story is or what their struggles are. It actually helps them to do that. Okay. Anything else? What else are the other reasons why you need these skills? Not just attending skills. We're looking at micro skills, right? So why else would we need these skills?
To build a good rapport between the counselor and the counselee.
Okay, very good. All right. So if you remember the diagram that we had bought about, we spoke about how every skill that the counselee uses actually helps the counselor uses helps the counselee move from one stage into another, right? So when the counselor is attending to the counselee, it moves them into that stage of exploration, right? They begin to explore themselves. Like we did a role play the last time. The more that you attend, the more that you listen, you're able to, the counselee is able to actually discuss a lot more. Okay. What else did we learn? In attending, how are the different ways of attending? Sorry? You attend verbally or non-verbally? By listening and by observation, right? So in non-verbal and verbal, what did we learn? 3 V's plus a B. Yeah, so verbal, vocal, and
Visual.
visual. Yes, visual, and B was for body language. Yes, and then we also saw how you can attend by listening and by observing. So what were some of the skills that we looked at when we said about listening? What did we look at when we said listening? Paraphrasing, remember? Summarizing, clarification, yes, reflection of feelings. Okay, so we're going to be looking at some of these a lot more in detail, because it's important to understand this a little bit more, especially how we respond, and that's what we are going to go into today. That is our skills of responding. Okay, sorry, just give me a minute. Sorry, I'm just getting to the... Wait, just a minute. I think I've got the wrong file opened. Yeah. Okay, are you all able to see the screen? Oh, you all don't have... Oh, no.
Not yet.
Not yet, just a minute, sorry. Okay, I think it'll come up now. All right, so we looked at, I think you all can see it right now, students, online students. Yeah, okay. All right, so we're going to be looking at the second skill, which is the skill of responding. All right, so if you remember the diagram that we spoke about, we said that when a counselor attends, it helps the counselee to explore themselves more, or explore their story, or explore what they're going through. And this exploration leads to the counselor to respond. It helps the counselor to respond. What do you mean by the word respond? Just tell me what the meaning of respond is. What do you understand by the meaning of respond?
To
Sorry?
react.
To react to answer, you said, is it? To giving a reaction, or like, for example, let's say somebody falls in your class. What would you do? Someone falls down, you'll go pick up, you respond, right? You do something to respond. Or someone is saying something to you, someone's asking you a question. What do? You respond. You are actually giving an answer. All right. So responding is a very important skill within counseling, because you're not responding only to questions. Generally, we think that we react or respond only when someone's asking us something, right? But in counseling, you're actually responding to whatever whatever you hear being said, whatever you see being done, and even maybe some things that you're not really able to observe, you're actually responding to it. Okay? So when someone is responding, what does it make me feel? What does it make me feel when you're responding to me? Like, now I'm talking to you in class. You're like yawning. No, sorry, you're like nodding your heads, right? What does it make me feel? Comfortable.
That we are listening.
Yes, that you're paying attention. You're listening to what I'm saying. You're actually very keenly observing, listening. You're there. You're attentive to what I'm saying. That's what responding actually does. Even in, let's say, in regular kinds of situations, right? So yeah, you're paying attention. You're being attentive to what is being said. All right. So your counselee needs to know that you are responding, you're paying attention, you are interested. Okay. So if I were to tell you a story, or suppose I'm sitting in class and telling you a story, and what do you think are some of the things that I'd expect? I'd expect to see some expression on your face. I'd expect, ma'am, I have a question. Or you may say, oh, ma'am, how did you manage that? Or, ma'am, nice story. Something that will help me see that you are here and you are paying attention. Okay. So basically, when is it used? So when is the skill of responding used? It's actually used throughout the entire counseling session, and especially when you are in the early stages of when the counselee is trying to explore or explain maybe their story. That's when you use this the most, but throughout you're actually responding. Whenever your counselee is saying something, sharing something, you're actually responding. All right. That's how the counselee knows that you are in a place of listening, you're in a place of attentive listening. Okay. All right. So what is the purpose of this? The purpose of responding, a skill such as responding, is one, to clarify, to understand, and to encourage them to tell more of their concern or their story. That's the purpose. That's what you are gearing them to do, is to understand, to help, to encourage a lot more of the story. All right. Now, if you remember the last time we were talking about, I think it was Vimal and I were there, right? So what actually helped Vimal to share a lot more about what he was going through? What do you think? Yeah,
because you were responding well to him, asking him, showed your interest.
Okay. All right. So it actually helped him to dig a little deeper than just tell me superficial things. That I'm lonely. I don't. I don't have friends. It actually got him to speak about a little bit more deeper, and that's what this responding skill. So it really encourages them to dig deep into their story. Okay. So what is the counselor actually doing when you are responding? You are doing two things over here. You're expressing not just the content of what they're saying, but also the feeling. Not just the content, but also the feeling. All right. So let me give you an example. Now I'm telling you, I got stuck in traffic, and there was a huge buildup of cars, and I was concerned about coming on time. Suppose I'm saying that. How will you respond to two things? My content and my feeling. So what am I feeling over here? Huh? Frustration. Okay. What else? Sorry? Worry. Am I going to reach here on time? So there's frustration, there's worry. Anything else? Restless. Very good. So did I say any of these three words in my sentence? I didn't. But how did you pick it up? Yes. Okay. So he empathizes also. So he knew what it meant. Okay. So the fact that what I'm trying to help you understand is, I didn't tell you I'm frustrated, I'm restless, I was worried. None of these I told you. I only said I got stuck in traffic. There was a huge buildup, and I was concerned whether I would come here on time. With just something like that, I said, you picked up three possible emotions that the feeling that I could be going through. Correct? Right? Excellent. And what is the content I said? What's the content? What's the instance? What's the situation? Stuck in traffic, right? Okay. Now, respond back to me. Like I'm telling you, hey, students, this is what happened. How would you respond to me? Use these three, any of these three emotions or more than three, and respond to me. How would you respond? This is practice. How would you respond?
Oh no.
Okay. All right. A little bit more. Oh no, it's a good thing, because it actually helps me to talk more. But just for our exercise for this class, how would you express both the content and the feeling?
It must have been worrisome for you.
Very good. Yes. It must have been very worrisome for you sitting in the car and thinking about being late. Correct. Lovely. Wonderful. What else can you say? Come on. I want you to think. What else can you say? Use one for restless. Okay. So make it personal to me. So you can say, you must have felt really restless waiting over there, not being able to do anything. Right? Is that right? Yeah. Or it must have been very frustrating for you knowing that you're going to be late, and the students are going to have to wait. So this is what you're doing to respond. What are two things that I'm doing? I'm attaching a feeling, and I'm attaching the content. That's how you respond. But instead, if you just said, oh, you got stuck in traffic, it must be, you were sitting in traffic and there's a lot of cars there, isn't it? How effective is that? How effective is it? Not so effective, right? But then when you've understood what I'm feeling, and then when you are reacting that way, responding to that, I say, oh, my students understand what I went through. All right. So similarly, even when you are responding, it's important to respond with a feeling, with an emotion, because all that we are expressing has an emotion behind it. Okay? Has an emotion behind it. And what you're doing, sometimes you don't have to get the feeling always right. Don't worry about getting it right. What if I'm wrong in the way? Maybe ma'am was very happy that she was late. Okay? So what if I'm making a mistake? Don't worry about that, because your counselee will say, hey, no, I wasn't frustrated. I was in fact quite glad. They will tell you back. They will let you know about what is actually going through. But it really helps them to see that you have specific interest. Okay. Now, the counselor's response generally is very short, succinct, and stated in a few words. Now, it doesn't mean that after every line that your counselee says, you have to respond. That's not what it means. It's just for an example I'm giving you. They must have said something, and then you respond with a feeling and a content, because it really helps to build that, the story is coming up really, really well when you are understanding it. So your response can just be very short. It can be stated in very smaller, in fewer terms. Okay.
But
right.
we can shake our head and things like that.
Yes. So that is attending. When you're nodding, so let's say the story is, for example, they're sharing their story for almost, let's say, 5 minutes or 10 sentences they're saying. Just an example, okay? You can nod your head in between, but when they're coming to the close of it, that's when you respond. You bring about some form of a response. So let's look at the different categories of responses. The first one is acknowledgement responses. And that's where, yes, one of it is, yes, nodding your head or saying, oh, is it? Oh, really? Oh, that must have been hard. Oh, my, I wonder how that is. It's just acknowledging what you have. Acknowledging what you've heard. We'll go through that a little in detail, okay? The second one is how you respond to content, or you're reflecting the content. The third is you're reflecting to the feeling. The fourth is you're reflecting to the meaning. And the fifth is a summary or a summative reflection. Okay, so 5 things. You're acknowledging just what they're saying. The second is you're responding to their content. You're responding to their feeling. You're responding to the meaning and the summary. Okay, so let's look at each of them. Acknowledgement responses, like we said, are brief 1 to 3 word statements or non-verbal gestures, like go on, sure, yeah, I hear that, or nodding your head. You're acknowledging what is being said. Okay, it's a way of responding. Just like how when I'm in class, you'll nod your heads or do this. I know that you are, in some way, you all are over here. Okay, that's what helps me understand that you all are responding to me. Okay, all right. But yeah, sometimes we are ustads in that responding. We may be doing this, but somewhere else. All right, but nevertheless, it's a response. Okay, let's look at the second one. Now, this is reflecting content. What does reflecting content do? It has 2 things that you're doing. You're listening very, very accurately, and you are reflecting what you are hearing in your own words. Okay, what is reflecting content? Is you're listening and you are bringing it back in your own words. Let's look at an example here. It says, my brother and I have been like cats and dogs. Okay, you know what that sentence means? My brother and I have been like cats and dogs means what? Very good. So how do you respond or reflect that? Because you all don't have your phones, it's a good thing. How do you respond to that? I'm saying my brother and I are like cats and dogs. We don't, every morning we are like that. So how would you respond?
Oh, so you've been fighting a lot lately.
Yes, it looks like you and your brother have been fighting a lot lately. So what is it? You're responding, but not using the same words, but you're wording it a little different. And that helps your counselee to understand that you are there, you are listening. All right? So that's what reflecting content is. It's just the situation or the instance that the counselee has spoken about is what you are reflecting. Okay, let's look at an example. The counselee is saying, probably the worst class that I have is Christian counseling class. Okay, how will you respond? Only the content. How do you respond to the content?
So you don't enjoy Christian counseling class?
Yes, very good. You don't, and it doesn't seem like you enjoy Christian counseling, right? Okay, you see that? All right, we'll move on. Okay, so the third one, that's reflecting content. Now we're going to look at reflecting the feeling. Now, in reflecting the feeling, you are listening accurately. Again, all of this listening is very important, and you are reflecting the feeling component. You're reflecting what the person may be feeling. Okay, so let me read an example. The counselor is saying, it seems that no matter how hard I try or how much I do it, I cannot get comfortable with cold calling. Cold calling is like a salesperson is calling people they don't know. That's what cold calling is. Okay. It just seems so icky to me, but I know that I have to do it to get more clients. Okay. This is what the counselee has said. So this is what the counselor responds. And that must be frustrating for you because it's a big part of your job right now. So you wish you could feel more at ease doing it. Okay, I'll repeat that. It seems frustrating for you because it's a big part of your job. So you wish you could feel more at ease doing it. So what is the feeling that the counselor has spoken about? What's the feeling there? Frustrated, yes. They're talking about how frustrated it is. And this counselor has also added, you wish you could be at more ease at it. Okay. So it's a goal that the counselor also has put in this content. So you get that? There is a conversation. You're getting the content as well as the feeling to it. Okay. I think there's an example that follows. Okay. Sorry. So before that, you can generally talk about, you can respond using some of these words. You can start by saying, you feel, you sound, you look, you're feeling, you're looking like, you're sounding like, right? So this is how you can begin your sentence. Sometimes we find it very hard. How do I begin the sentence? And these are some responses that you can say. Like you said, ma'am, you felt, you sounded as if you felt restless because you couldn't get here on time, right? Or you look frustrated because you got stuck in the traffic. So these are some of the words that you can use to start off these sentences where you are beginning to reflect on feeling. Okay, is that clear? Okay, let's look at an example. The counselor is saying, this sure has been a horrible week. Nothing went right at the job, and my wife and I argued all the time. I'll read it again. This has been a horrible week. Nothing went right at the job, and my wife and I argued all the time. Okay, I'd like you to reflect the feeling. What will you say? I want even the students here to be involved, please. Okay. So once again, I'll repeat the sentence. This has been a horrible week. Nothing went right in the job. And my wife and I argued all the time. Okay. So respond by responding to the feeling. Very good. Excellent. So Diksha said, you feel upset because nothing seemed to have gone right in the previous week. Wonderful. Okay. Others? You can say it
Sister,
100 ways.
frustration.
Sorry?
Frustration.
No. Put it for me in a sentence. Put it for me in a sentence.
You must have been really frustrated with all this happening.
Okay. You've been really frustrated because the job has been not going well and the argument topped it all. Okay. What is the other feeling that you can get on this? Huh? Anger. Okay. Nice. Use it in a sentence. Somebody else. Come on, come on, come on. I'll read the sentence again. This has been a horrible week. Nothing went right at the job, and my wife and I argued all the time.
You seem very disappointed with what happened this week.
Okay, excellent. Nice. All right. Or you seem to be angry at yourself because nothing went right at the job, as well as with your wife. Right? You get the flow? Do you get to understand? All right. Now this is important because it helps. You may think, why should I do this? It doesn't make any obvious sense. But it's like your counselee has known that you are, remember I said about empathy? What does empathy mean? Putting yourself in the shoes of your counselee, right? So it's almost like you are putting yourself in their shoes. That you have had that horrible week and you've had the fight with your spouse. It's almost like you're expressing it that way. Okay? All right. Let's look at the next one. The next one is to reflect the meaning. Now, reflecting meaning is, yes, you listen accurately and you're reflecting the essence of both the content and the feeling. All right, so let's look at an example here. The counselor is saying, I just don't understand my boss. 1 minute he has one thing to say, and the other he changes it completely. Okay, so I just don't understand my boss. 1 minute he has one thing to say, and the other he changes it completely. So here the counselor is saying, you feel really confused. That's a feeling? By how he behaves. That's the content. Okay, so you're adding both in together. Now you can do this, or you can do the other by just saying you seem really confused. Or when you say you seem really confused by his behavior, you're actually adding to what your counselee has said. All right, so in meaning, you're reflecting both the feeling as well as the meaning of what is, or the content of what is being said. Okay, let's look at an example, or let's look at a practice. My supervisor is always after me, micromanaging me. He just has no clue how hard I work. My supervisor is always after me, micromanaging me. He just has no clue how hard I work. Okay, can you respond to the feeling as well as the content? What is this person feeling? Okay, that's the content. He's working hard is the content. What is he feeling? Other feeling words. Use other words. Otherwise, everything will be frustration. Disappointment.
He could even be feeling angry.
He could be feeling angry. Okay. Very good. Excellent. So what is a word that you can use? Sorry? Annoyed. Okay. When you said no value, you can say yes. Worthless or undervalued. Right? Good. Good. See, what you're trying to do is trying to word it as accurately as possible. We generally go say you're upset, you're frustrated, you're sad, you're angry. We only have that vocabulary. We need to build that. Actually, there is a feeling wheel. I'll show it to you another time, where there are so many feelings in the basic 3 feelings. You know what the basic 3 feelings are? Sad, mad, glad. Sad, mad, glad. These are the 3 basic feelings. But from this, it roots out to so many other feelings, right? So we shouldn't stop at that. That's what I said. Anger, frustration, upset. That's it. Build it up a little bit more. So I like that. When you said you probably feel very undervalued at your work, because he's micromanaging you and you're putting so much of hard work which he doesn't see. Okay? So then your counselee will probably say, yeah, exactly. I just feel I'm worth nothing. And they've actually building on that conversation a little bit more because you've picked up some feeling that they have spoken about. Okay? Got that? Okay. Okay, here's another example. The counselor is saying, I really enjoy spending time with my friends, but my job is so demanding that I'm so stressed and worried about getting everything done. Okay, once again, I really enjoy spending time with my friends, but my job is so demanding that I'm so stressed and worried about getting everything done. So, can you reflect content for me? Just the content. Should I read it again? I
So
really, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
So you're not able to spend enough time with your friends due to work?
Okay, excellent. Very nice. Okay. So the counselor said, I really enjoy spending time with my friends, but my job is so demanding that I'm so stressed and worried about getting everything done. So she said, you don't find enough time to spend with your friends because of the stress at work. So you're just responding to the content. Now, respond to feeling. Okay, good. So put that in a sentence, Komal. I really enjoy spending time with my friends, but my job is so demanding that I'm so stressed and worried about getting everything done. Right, put into a sentence. You're unhappy because? Okay, very good. You want to spend time with your friends, but you sound really unhappy because of the kind of work that you have to do. Okay? Okay, good. All right. Okay. Or you could say you're so overwhelmed by your work that you don't have enough space or time to enjoy doing things that you like. All right? So what does that mean? What are we doing there? We are analyzing the problem, isn't it? Not the feeling. Right now, you're interested in just experiencing what they are going through. So when you say you don't seem to have a good work-life balance, I'm already at a place of maybe pointing out what a problem is, also judging him that, naturally you'll feel like that because you don't have a work-life balance, right? But if I want this person to get to this place, what you are talking about is the next level of personalizing. You want him to begin to understand how his life is, right? But then you're not doing that at this point of time. Right now, you're just responding to their feeling and their, okay? Okay. And the last one is reflective summarizing. This is where you're listening accurately and you're reflecting the main points. It's like a summary. We spoke about this the last time. It's just summarizing. You've listened and you're actually giving them an entire summary of what they have said. Okay? All right? So this is just, if an entire story is said, you said, hey, this is what I heard you saying. I heard you say, that you love going to your friend's place. I heard you say that, your work is very demanding and you put in a lot of hard work. So that's just reflecting what has happened. Okay? All right? Okay. Now, let's just look at your workbook. Okay, let's have a look at your workbook. There are some examples there that you all are supposed to do. Yeah? Did you find that?
Ma'am, where do I get the workbook from?
The workbook is on the, it's in the classwork on the stream. If you look right down, you will find the workbook on the stream. Maybe, I think it's probably on the first day that I have put that in. So it will be there on the first, maybe the initial days. If, yeah, I'm sure that I've put that in. If not, if you can't find it, I will post it once again. Okay? All right. So let's just go through some of those examples. Yeah? Shall we? As a, what do you say, as an exercise. So there are, it's there. I'd like you to attempt maybe one or two of them, and then we'll probably discuss that. I'm just looking at what those examples are. Just give me a minute. Okay, all right. Okay, so let's stop for a break, and then we'll come back, and then we will resume. Okay, let's stop for a break right now.